وطن الكرامة، منبر الحق وكرامة الوطن. وطن الكرامة، منبر الحق وكرامة الوطن.
Hello, welcome to Watan al-Karama News Channel. It is 9 p.m. our time for top stories, and we start with latest developments in Libya. Parliament member Khairallah Tarkawi said that there were no obstacles on the parliament session that was cancelled today, but there were political disagreement on the formation of the National Unity Government by a number of parliament speakers who want to overcome the Libyan crisis. Tarkawi said in a statement to Watan al-Karama Channel that the reason behind the cancellation of the meeting is that there are guarantees are not yet available. He added that the political confusion is still present, stressing that in case of reaching an agreement, the meeting will be held. Parliament member Jabal Tawaqi stressed that the meeting of the Parliament was postponed today for the sake of the political agreement and to give an opportunity to the Presidential Council to select the ministers. Tawaqi noted that in a statement to Watan al-Karama Channel that the National Unity Government must be formed within 30 days after signing Sikhirat agreement. He also stressed the need to give it a necessary time and adequate space for choosing the ministers. Chairman of the Committee of Justice and National Reconciliation of Parliament, Ibrahim Amish, said that the initiative of Libyan dialogue was an extension of the principles declarations that have been agreed on in Tunisia. Amish stressed that there is a set of conditions that must be included in the political document to accept any government, adding that the delegation of the Western region components authorized the demands of the delegation and confirmed that they are legitimate. They also stressed that they don't want for Libya to be like Iraq. Amish pointed out that he will introduce the draft of returning back to the constitutional legitimacy of the state of the year 1963 to the UN envoy Martin Kobler. According to Reuters news agency, terrorist Daesh group bombed the oil port of Sidra and the surrounding areas by rocket-propelled grenades. Reuters added that the shelling resulted in the outbreak of fire in one of the oil tanks at the airport. Moreover, media sources confirmed the outbreak of clashes between the terrorist group and the guard of oil installations west of Sidra. Terrorist Daesh group had announced that it fully took control of the coastal town of Bin Jawad. National Oil Corporation warned in a statement following the event of Sidra of Daesh control of ports and fields located in Sidra. The interim government called for assuming full responsibilities towards what are happening now in Sidra and to exert efforts to introduce all kinds of support in order to preserve the wealth of the Libyan people. And now about Tripoli explosions. Sources said that a loud explosion was heard in Tripoli in the early hours this morning. Sources reported that the explosion rocked the capital building and there were no information about casualties. The capital is witnessing many explosions, assassinations and abductions by terrorist militia. Air Force Commander Brigadier Sagr al-Jroushi said that fighter jet MiG-23 fell as a result of technical fault. This came during an urgent visit to Benina base. Al-Jroushi pointed out that the incident is accidental and this will not affect the morale of the pilots and elements of the Air Force. He added that the investigation commission will investigate the incident and find out the content of the black box. Air Force Commander Brigadier Sagr al-Jroushi vowed to continue airstrikes and raids on terrorist groups in various parts of Libya. And now, my audience, we transfer to the international items, and our item now from Yemen. 3 senior southern Yemeni officials survived a suicide car bomb on the convoy in Aden and a subsequent gun battle that killed 3 of their guards today. A government spokesman and security sources said the incident highlights the security chaos in the port city, the temporary seat of the Yemen's embattled government, as its loyalists seek to wrest the capital Sana'a from the Iran-allied Houthi movement with support of a Saudi coalition. Government spokesman Nizam Anwar said a suicide bomber in a car detonated as a governor of Aden and Lahj provinces drove past of the area of Inma. He said Aden's security director was also in the convoy. 3 soldiers were killed in the exchange of fire which followed the attack. Security sources said before the assailants retreated into the surrounding desert. Terrorist Daesh group has stepped up operations since the outbreak of civil war in Yemen, emerging as a forcible rival to Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. Terrified families emerged from homes reduced to rubble in the Iraqi city of Ramadi, where government troops were still battling terrorist Daesh militants holed up a week after the army recaptured the city center. Carrying their belongings, children and women ran across the street toward safety in a battled area of the city captured by Iraqi forces, as gunfire could be heard in the distance. First Lieutenant Bara Sultani, who oversaw the evacuation process, said that military operations are going on and counter-terrorist forces are now inside the Ramadi market area, advancing towards the state mosque. Troops are clearing the area, and in addition to our military task, we are involved in humanitarian work, evacuating families held by the terrorist Daesh group. We have called air support to evacuate them from these areas. Sultani said that the Iraqi forces had captured Al-Ramadi market area and Al-Aziziyya and continued their advances towards Al-Ramadi hospital in the northeast part of the city. And now to Turkey. French Foreign Minister Jalil Darian discussed the latest regional developments with the Turkish leaders today, with the flow of foreign fighters to terrorist Daesh group topping the agenda. Darian met the President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and the Prime Minister Ahmed Davutoglu and Foreign Minister in the Turkish capital Ankara, and discussed ways of boosting cooperation to stem the flow of foreign fighters to Syria, as well as the diplomatic crisis between Iran and Saudi Arabia. Foreign Ministry sources said thousands of foreign fighters from countries including Turkey, Britain, parts of Europe and the United States are believed to have joined the terrorist Daesh group in their self-proclaimed caliphate carved out of eastern Syria and western Iraq, according to diplomats and Turkish officials. Some of the foreign fighters have reached Syria via Turkey, entering the region on flights to Istanbul or Turkey's Mediterranean resorts. My audience, that is the wrap-up of our top stories for today. For much more, you can check our website at www.watanilkarama.tv. Thanks very much for being with us. My greeting, رانيا البليدى.
وطن الكرامة.